Hola amigos y bienvenidos. Welcome a otra clase de español. Today we're supplementing Duolingo Section 1, Lesson 7, Unidad 7, which is talking about school. School is la escuela or el colegio. So you can choose which one you use, la escuela or el colegio. It's not age dependent, it just depends on what the Spanish people around you are using. So if the Spanish people around you are saying escuela, use that. If they're saying el colegio, use that. The first thing we'll do is aprender, which means to learn. I love that means to learn because an apprentice learns. So aprender is a bit of a friend, un amigo. Aprender un poco de vocabulario. We have things in the classroom. We might have una computadora. Now notice, we say computer with a U. In Espanol, we have to say computadora with an U. Computadora. En España, these are very often called ordenador. Ordenador puts things in order. Computadora en America Latina. We also need to write, and we write with a biro, and that is un bolígrafo. Now, very often that's shortened to just un boli. Un boli. Necesito un boli. I need a pen. Necesito un bolígrafo. I need a pen. Same thing. The next thing we might have, muy importante, en mi opinión, un libro. I like books. El libro, un libro, so we know it's a masculine noun. These are all things that we can touch. But we also have abstract nouns like una pregunta. So I have a question is tengo una pregunta. We also have places, so we have la escuela, el colegio, and we have la universidad, university. You'll notice that the last letters are idad, and it's just interesting, and I should point out that when we have idad in Espanol, very often in English it's ity. So a necessity is necesidad, and reality is realidad. Normality is normalidad, and university is universidad. We also have the subjects, and we're not going into a lot of those today, but let's think about what we're studying. Español. I'm also studying Portuguese, and I'm studying Ucraniano. Okay, so es muy interesante para mí estudiar lenguajes. Las personas, the people, las personas, en una escuela or en un colegio, maestro is a teacher. Maestro tends to be in a school, and profesor is in a school too, but profesor could also be en una universidad. We also have actions that we do, and I want to talk about that un poco. Estudiar means to study. So that's one of the things that we can do en un colegio. Another thing that we can do with the book, con el libro, is leer, and we can also escribir. If you scribe something, you write it, so escribir means to write. All the connections you make are useful and helpful in remembering your español. El verbo de hoy is a verb that we've already studied once before. Ser, to be. Ser is one of the most important verbos en todo español. Yo soy. Tú eres. Él, ella, usted es. Nosotros somos. Vosotros sois. So I think soy and sois are quite similar. And then ellos, ellas, and ustedes son. So look at that. There are no accents, not one. Es un verbo muy irregular, and it's used to say what people do. Por ejemplo, soy profesora. Soy profesora de español. Mi hermano es maestro de ciencia. Mi hija, my daughter, mi hija es estudiante de matemáticas. So that's our verb. Y es muy importante. You have to memorize it. So make sure you can write it out, escribir el verbo, without looking at it. I want to talk in a dialogue. I don't want just a verb and vocabulario. I need to make Duolingo vocabulary into a dialogue that works for me. And I have put questions from Duolingo in my big Duolingo diary. It's unofficial. With these questions, I can use those as a springboard with Google Translate to write a dialogue that's true for me. Por ejemplo, ¿estudias mucho? Do you study a lot? Sí, estudio español, ucraniano y portugués. Necesitas estudiar. Now that means, do you need to study? Necesitas estudiar. Sí, necesito estudiar para mi trabajo. Mi trabajo is my work. Trabajo en una escuela. Soy profesora de español. So that's how I'm building. Yo también pienso, I also think, que es importante to write a diary en español. I've written una lista de preguntas or really prompts. I use these prompts to help me write my diary en español every day. I use Google Translate and I use short, simple sentences. La pregunta that I have chosen today is ¿Qué libro estás leyendo? And the book that I've chosen, that I've started listening to, is Clan of the Cave Bear. Mi libro ahora es El Clan del Oso Cavernario. No leo este libro, escucho este libro. Now, escuchar means to listen to. So, escucho este libro means I'm listening to this book. Puedo escuchar más lento. I can listen to it more slowly. Y puedo escuchar mi libro en mi carro. If you want to listen to un libro en español, Audible has books in Spanish, but you don't always know what to search for. I think, por ejemplo, El Principito is a great book to start with. It's a children's book, and you can listen really slowly. The sentences are quite simple, so it's a pleasure. Es un placer. If you want to choose a book, the easiest way to do it is to look the book up on Wikipedia, switch to Spanish so you can find the Spanish title, and then search for that in Audible. La próxima clase is saying where people are from, so I'll look forward to going through that with you. Keep studying. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.